Hi, my name is Kevin Blanch. I want to get something straightened out. I've had a lot of confusion over the last few days, getting people from emails and all over hell and back. I shot a video of a crippled horse out by the spiral jetty, and somehow everybody automatically thinks I'm some kind of activist, animal rights. I am no animal rights activist, though I care about animals. Yeah, I go off on my tirades about BP and everything. I am not an environmentalist, but I care about the environment. Then I get emails all the time. Hey, I'm going to your financial sites. You're a derivative trader. You're a hedge guy, and all this other stuff. Look, I want to set the record straight. I am an artist. Always have been from birth. Every single thing I've ever done. I am a serious artist. Always have been. Everything that I've ever done in my entire life is rooted in art. I study postmodernism. I study minimalism. I'm an artist in today's mindset, not yesterday's. Though I understand art history up one side and down the other. I've studied it my entire life. I'm a finance guy. I have taken my sites and I've blended finance and art together. That's what I do. That's who I am. So let's set the record straight. Now, when I do these Monday calls for my optionsandfutures101.com site, I'm trying to give people a broader perspective on the markets, on their overall wealth. How to use the derivative market in a complex matter. The same thing with my art. I have a new site. It's called Blanch Schwartz. I'm working with a woman from Switzerland, raised in Berlin. Her and I are working on it together. I was out doing some artwork on the jetty. Some video art project that I'm working on. But anyway, I want to set the record straight, and this is my art studio. I paint, I sculpt, I write, I plaster, interior, real Latin plaster. I'm as authentic as it gets. I'm no fake. But in the context of my art and my mind, I'm involved in a movement right now that isn't today's movement, but that I've coined this myself. This is my own personal art movement. I call it post-ignorance. Post-ignorance. I truly, honestly believe, and I'm a student of history, I know U.S. economic history up one side, down the other. I'll go toe-to-toe with anyone, anytime, anyhow. I know the derivatives markets, and I know the markets up one side and down the other. I'll go toe-to-toe with anyone, anytime in the broad context. Like I said in my other videos, when it comes to investment, I step back, like Millet. Millet's my favorite artist. You know, Van Gogh copied him a lot. He was a huge influence on him. Well, when Millet painted, he would step back on the broader prospectus and paint the field workers and the working class in France. He was from Normandy. But I grew up out here in West Weber. I still live here. Only 50 miles as the crow flies from the jetty. I mean, I met Smithson when I was a young man out there. I mean, I've been surrounded by art in this beautiful, progressive, dynamic city that we lived in Utah. I've been surrounded by artists my entire life. You know, my whole soul and my whole freaking being is rooted in art. I mean, a lot of great artists in this town that have been forgotten. Leslie Hodson, the great architect. I restored the Masonic Temple, hand chiseled at one of his first projects. You want to talk about an underappreciated artist. I study Mariner Eccles. You want to talk about an underappreciated man. These are all Ogdenites, people that influenced me, that I grew up with. I am a post-ignorance artist. You're saying, what the hell is that? Blah, blah. Well, it's my own personal movement. I really honestly believe we live in a society right now that is the most ignorant, stupid in the history of the earth. In the history of modern society. Actually, maybe even pre-modern society. Plain ignorant, stupid. So everything I do is rooted in that. There is a method behind my madness. This is an art project and an art movement, the whole thing. My YouTube site, my websites. I do want to help people understand and try to freaking protect their wealth and make their monies, but I have a bigger overall agenda. My agenda. I am not an environmentalist, though I care about the environment. I am not an animal rights activist, although I care about animals. I am not a humanitarian, though I care about people, and I care about children, not just my own, everybody's, and not just kids in Africa. I care about kids here. I care about people. Look, we live in this ignorant society. Ignorance is so dangerous. I mean, well, look what's going on. Look what it did to the people of Iraq. And if you don't think them, you know, all these soldiers were what the people of Iraq, what they did to them. I mean, in that context, I do care about other people. Look, my father was an atomic Marine. They took those guys. He was drafted right here. My mother used to say, look just like Elvis with muscles. Marched him into the Nevada test site. Dropped nuclear bombs on him at ground zero. Nearly killed him at the spot. He died of leukemia, just like every single, he was drafted. Just like every single, 40,000 of them. And if you don't believe me, go down there to the museum, right by Prom. And you guys, I mean, the Chicken Ranch, the famous brothels and stuff are right there. Just go around the corner, there it is. There's the Nevada test site. Go down there. They'll tell you the whole spiel. So, my mother was a world-class pinup artist. My grandfather, Abraham Huntsaker V, that's how I met Smithson, the sand and gravel guru, who owned the sand pit in Brigham City where that pure white sand from the shores of Lake Bonneville wash over it. That all those bar tiles made of it. That was my grandpa and my Uncle Al. That was their pit. The purest, cleanest, whitest sand on earth. You think I had an influence about sand? I've been a plasterer all my life. You think Smithson out there, the sun, the sand, the water, you don't think that influenced me? I grew up in that freaking sand pit. It's the most beautiful. I've been a plasterer. I did over 10,000 jobs. I did the tree in the children's view, sculpted it by hand with a tool I built in the inside there. Go inside that. It's a two-story tree. I restored Hodson's Masonic, probably the first job he did. That's the architect at Ogden High. That's the architect on the municipal building, all them magnificent houses on that. I mean, he was brilliant. Hand chiseled it. I never exploited one illegal in my life. I do not exploit other human beings. I never, ever fell for fake stucco. I build rock mason. I use real rock. I'm a real rock mason. I love rock. I love sand. I love the sun. I love the water. Like I said, you don't think Smithson had a freaking influence on me? Oh yeah. So that's who I am. That's what I am. So don't get me caught up in some other thing. This is an overall project. I am working on a PhD right now in economics in a broader context. I'm throwing social studies in it, but I am deeply, deeply rooted in art. And again, the art movement, and this is my own term, out of my own brain that I've coined everything. This is where I paint. That's some of my art that I've been working on, a series of my daughters. I do big canvases. I sculpt. I paint. I write. In fact, I got a poem I'm going to, well, anyway, my house, my big, magnificent, beautiful house that I designed, arch walls. I mean, it was so creative. Red, green, blue, big chimney spewing off it. Everybody knows it out here. Taken away from me. Should have never happened. It was ugly. Turned into a contemporary piece of shit by morons. But just, that is the record straight. That's who I am. That's what these projects are all about. I have a new site, Blanch. I'm working with a young female, born and raised in Berlin, artist, magnificent artist, derivative trader like me. Her and I have joined on this project together. As far as my financial videos go, I'll keep putting them up. Stay with me. I'm still bullish on the freaking tech sector. Stay in there. Just keep your money in the tech sector. I like the triple ETFs. But anyway, Kevin Blanch, West Weber, Utah. October 2010.